Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, who, being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men, and being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people, he will beautify the meek with salvation. As a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman which is without discretion. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. He hath shewed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. He delighteth not in the strength of the horse, he taketh not pleasure in the legs of a man. The Lord taketh pleasure in them that fear him, in those that hope in his mercy. And he said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly therefore will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another. For every man shall bear his own burden. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves, and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and will heal their land. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility, for God resisteth the proud, and giveth grace to the humble. Humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. But God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and God hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. And base things of the world and things which are despised hath God chosen, yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are, that no flesh should glory in his presence. Be of the same mind one toward another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceits. Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him shew out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. Good and upright is the Lord, therefore will he teach sinners in the way. The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. For thus saith the high and lofty one, that inhabiteth eternity, whose name is holy, I dwell in the high and holy place, with him also that is of a contrite and humble spirit, to revive the spirit of the humble, and to revive the heart of the contrite ones. With all lowliness and meekness, with long-suffering, forbearing one another in love, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as God hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment, seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be, ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. Though the Lord be high, yet hath he respect unto the lowly, but the proud he knoweth afar off. But it shall not be so among you, but whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister, and whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant. Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a ransom for many. But when thou art bidden, go and sit down in the lowest room, that when he that bade thee cometh, he may say unto thee, Friend, go up higher, then shalt thou have worship in the presence of them that sit at meat with thee. For whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much, and he that is unjust in the least is unjust also in much. God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. And he sat down, and called the 12, and saith unto them, If any man desire to be first, the same shall be last of all, and servant of all. He must increase, but I must decrease. For even the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a ransom for many. Better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly, than to divide the spoil with the proud. He hath put down the mighty from their seats, and exalted them of low degree. By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. If I then, your Lord and Master, have washed your feet, ye also ought to wash one another's feet. When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth, a stranger, and not thine own lips. And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. And the publican, standing afar off, would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, God be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone that exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.